Okay, so now we're just gonna get into the posterior intercostal arteries. I hope you guys watched the other video. Um, Let me just kind of adjust this right here. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our original picture of the parts of the aorta, where you had the ascending, the arch, and the descending. And we had the brachiocephalic, we had the left common carotid, and we had the left subclavian. Okay, so left subclavian, left common carotid, and the brachiocephalic right there. Okay, and where's my pencil? Oh, there it is. Okay. And remember we said we had the scalenus anterior right there. Okay, and dividing the left subclavian artery into three parts, first, second, and third. Okay, and remember the mnemonic, vitamin C and D. So we're going to be concerned with the second part in this video, okay? Now, remember with the anterior intercostal spaces, we had 9. With the posterior, we've got 11. That means we have 11 arteries. So what happens is, and I'm just going to draw these downward so that you kind of understand how they work. So from the second part of the subclavian artery, we have a branch that comes out called the costocervical trunk. Okay, now whenever you have a trunk in the human body, then that means that that artery is going to split into two main arteries that supply a specific part. So costocervical means that part of it is going to split to go do something in the thorax, and cervical means the other branch is going to go do something in the neck. Now, what the costal branch does, so let's just split that into 2 right there. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down right here. Okay, now this one is called the highest intercostal artery. Okay, so right there, you've got the highest intercostal artery. Okay, sometimes that's called the superior intercostal artery. It's also sometimes called the supreme intercostal artery, but the point is, it's just the highest one. Okay, now what it does is that it gives me 2 posterior intercostal arteries, okay, to spaces number 1 and 2. So the first 2 intercostal arteries come from the highest intercostal artery, which is a branch of the costocervical trunk, which comes from the second part of the subclavian artery. Okay, so that means we've got 9 left over. The rest of them come from this structure here, which you guys should know by now is the descending aorta. So the rest of them are going to come out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that gives me my posterior spaces. Now, obviously, this artery ends up filling the whole, like they fill the whole space. I just drew them like this so that you can see them easily. So remember, you've got 2 arteries coming from the highest intercostal. That's the first 2 spaces. And then the remaining 9 come from the descending aorta. Okay, so those are relatively easy. I hope these 2 videos were useful for you, and I will see you guys in the next one.